Hey folks, welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. Today we are in Chicagoland for the Camping World 300. We've got 100 laps and $122,000 up for grabs. Now, I am going to take a look at something because I think I've made a decision on the money, and I think it's going to lean towards upgrade to a 90 overall car before we get to buying the next car. So let me go ahead and see if we can even start that process yet and how much it's going to cost. All right, so it's $450,000 per upgrade, $1.3 million, $1.35 million to upgrade everything to a 90 overall car, and I think that is going to be the route I go first before I get a third car. So let me set up the team, put together the best car I can put together for this race, and then we're going to jump out to practice a little bit, and we'll see you at qualifying. Quick note, we were able to get a fully upgraded Speedway car for this race, so that is good news for us. So we weren't able to get the sponsorship bonus. I ran probably 15 laps, and they were all right around the 32.4, 32.6 area. We never got into the 32.3s, but I feel very confident. We actually had Jeffrey Earnhardt drive up behind us, and not only did I drive away from him from that race, but we actually drove away from him completely and we're leaving him behind. So either he's having a bad day, which we'll find out when we start the race, or we're actually pretty good without the draft even. So we're going to go ahead and run this qualifying lap. Don't expect to hit that top 20 mark that we need, but it'll put us in a great position to get there through the draft pretty early on. So let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, that's it. All right, going through the trioval here, about to start this qualifying lap. Best thing I can do is bring this car down to the line as much as possible. Let it fade up naturally without putting any extra pressure on the steering. Car felt very stable. Hope we don't have similar issues that we've had in recent races. As it stands right now, though, when I ran those laps that I did run, we didn't seem to have any problems, so that was good. Goal is a 32 flat. We're obviously not going to get there, but a 32.48 is right around where we were in practice. 24th place, not too bad for us. And I think we can drive up and get into a better spot. Golding, Hemrick, Ellis, Nemechek, and Kenseth round out your top 5. Kane, Schildhouse, Koss, 21st through 23rd. We're in 24th. Lane, 25th. Egan, 26th. Norton, 27th. Malone 28th, Graham 29th, Smith 30th, Carpenter 31st, Bethel 32nd, Jones 33rd, Perez 34th, Chavez 35th, and Oliveira 36th. Got a little bit of news for you, pre-race information, as it were. John Hunter Nemechek having a stellar weekend. Sam Mayer is our friend, always good to know. And Gray Galding, your pole winner. Looks like we have no real interesting stories for this race so far, which means we're starting on the outside in 24th place for the beginning of this race.
Ready. Green flag is in there. Hold your line, got one inside.
Bring up the leaderboard. Shifting through our gears to get up to speed for the first time as we cross the starting line. Already catching the draft early on. Lane is on my inside. Slight contact sends us up the track. No big deal. We're going to slide down onto the inside and start to try to make some moves in a little bit. We'll get around Schildhouse, but that just put us back in the position we were in, so not a big deal there. I don't know if we have any advantages. Of course. Sorry, Max. Hey, he doesn't have a red wheel on the... Or maybe it's on the other side. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Although he did just hit us. And we got in the wall a little bit. All right. Almost lost it there. Wow. Okay, not him, just it's crazy that I thought we would catch the corner and just kind of go, and we're not. I'm going to get in behind Egan, try to get a nice drive down the backstretch. Drop down.
Stay low, stay low.
Just kind of get my stuff together, I guess. I mean, that was weird, but I feel all right. Grabbing up into max cost draft. Just 3 laps into the race. No need to panic already. All right, so we're definitely going to be able to get around some of these drivers, but I don't think once we get up to the front of this little 4-car pack here that we're going to be able to do much else. Oh, there's this red wheel. I was wrong. It's on the inside or on the left side.
Stay low, stay low.
Here we go. Catch up into Lane's draft and hopefully be able to start to work on him again. Just took a second. I didn't like that it took as long as it did to really get things going, but we're doing all right now that we've kind of spent some time figuring out how we're going to drive the track with other cars around, I suppose. I don't know what the actual reason was for me sucking there, but oh, touch the apron a little bit. Are we going to be able to recover from that without him getting a run off? Yes, we are. Get right into Kane's draft if we can. I thought we had, yeah, we got slightly into it at the end here. Just work up on Kane. I mean, this will put us 1 position outside of 20th, which is what we're aiming for. I'm going to go high here and then try to cut it down.
Careful, still there.
Get a really good run off. I get into his draft through the turn. No? Okay. Well, we got a good run off, so we're going to get through, pass him through 3 and 4, it looks like. Fantastic.
All right, you're clear.
Push it a little bit, no big deal. How are the tires doing? Nice. Tire heat isn't bad. Got a little loose coming out there, but that's because I didn't let it fade up. Question is, can I catch Lance Nobrick? I mean, yeah, if we end up restarting, we'll be able to catch him. And that's a big deal. Like, that'll be easy. Well, we actually are gaining on him a little bit right now. So, we had. I don't know if we will through 3 and 4, but we did. Yeah, another 10th. So, we are gaining on him. Keep an eye on Junior as well. Can we do this? Catch him at all? Because if we catch Junior, we catch that whole pack. And that's a big deal. Remember, our goal now is 20th. I went with a lower rated thing so I could do, well, funny. The whole goal was so that I could drive, you know, better within the car's restraint of how leveled up we are. And, oh, we got a spinner in front of us. Oh, big contact. Looks like maybe, what is that, Brandon Jones? Unfortunate for that group and unfortunate for whoever he had contact with. I know it seems weird, but we're going to go ahead and pit and go to the back. And we only actually went back 9 spots. Reason why I wanted to do that was fresh stuff. We had to get our stuff figured out. We got it figured out now. I feel good about the car. I feel good about us. And I feel good about us moving up 10 spots with fresh tires. And just get through the gears here and work to get on the inside of Chavez. Whoa. Didn't really mean to get all the way in there, but we did. And it worked. I'm here. Thank you. All right, jump up on the inside of Norton. Yeah, I got my foot on the brake today. I know when I was racing yesterday, I had a lot of where I bumped into the back end of people because I was being careless with the brake. And I'm not doing that today. I'm hovering over the brake the whole time unless I'm nowhere near anybody. And even then, I'm still got my foot over the brake, so I just don't want to. I want to drive better. Obviously, if I'm driving against real people, it's totally different. I'm never even considering being lazy with it, but I need to do that here. I need to put together the best possible performances I can, continue to hone the relationships I've been honing with these other drivers. We're in season 2 in the Xfinity series, and although these drivers have different names, they are still, the same drivers from last year. They just got overwritten with other names. So the whole point to that is we've gone a year and a half or a season and a half, and we only have one driver that's mad at us. Aside from that, no rivals, and we're doing good overall as far as relationships go. Everyone is either kind, polite, or a friend. So that's what we need to be. That's where we need to be. By the way, we've gotten our 10 spots. We're going to have a nice drive off here. Be able to bring it down in front of lane and drive away. The goal with our tires now, and it should work out pretty well for us, is to catch this next group and start driving up there. So we're doing a lot better so far already, and a lot of that pressure not being there, knowing we don't have to get a top 15, and that was really part of it. I really need to drive well and save up the money so we can upgrade the car. Pretty sure that the next upgrade I'm going to do will be a suspension upgrade. And then after suspension, we'll go to engine and then aero, depending on the tracks we have. But, ooh, interesting. I got some cars that are going to be pitting. Got a number of cars that are going to be pitting. Yeah, we'll pit again. I mean, I don't want to be off sequence with them in the wrong way. So we drop back 9 spots again. Whatever. Got a lot of those cars that just didn't pit that are up there. We're around a lot of drivers that are leaders, so this should be interesting. We're going to see a lot of shuffling going on in the next couple laps. I'm not sure if we'll have a speed up in this race, because this race actually has the potential to be a pretty quick race. I mean, 32 seconds a lap, 100 laps. Do the math. That should put us at not too bad. Should definitely keep us under the hour mark. Depends. If we get any lulls, we'll do that. But so far, it's been cautions brought out by two other drivers, not by us, which of course we love. Ooh, no big deal. We're just going to drop right down there, get on the inside of Sammy Smith. What we have here is some lower rated cars leading the way, so this is making it interesting for everybody else that's trying to get around them. And the best thing I can do is not run into the back of Perez. And that's what we're going to do, is not run into the back of Perez. We got 3 wide. What are we running at Bristol here? This is pretty cool, actually. We're about to put it 4 wide. But it's because we're on the front stretch. No big deal. No big deal. Jump on the inside of Oliveira going into turns 1 and 2. We're going to tap those brakes to make sure we don't have contact with anyone. We don't want to slide up at all. And then we run into the back end of Parker on exit, but he's all right. Barely moved him. I mean, come on. I just watched the Dover race. People are bouncing off each other constantly. So we're all right. We're all right. One thing I noticed about Dover Xfinity, the Cup race is still going on right now, but Dover Xfinity, I noticed, was driver. Ooh, that was on me. That was definitely on me. Was that the drivers they get to the right rear into a corner and they pinch the guy down on the inside, and that's a problem. You need to, I get trying to slow them up, but when you get right to someone's fender like that in real NASCAR and touch it in a corner, they are gone. And I saw that a number of times at the race and just thought, that's not great. That wasn't great driving at all. And I understand that you're driving hard for a position, but literally, if you give them a foot, you're not going to pass him if you're on the right rear. And if you pitch him down, odds are you're both going to get collected up. And it was like, oh, it's not even at the end of the race here. It was just during the race that was going on. So, not great, but congratulations to Anthony Alfredo for winning the Dash for Cash $100,000. That's a big deal. I mean, small team. Or was a small team. I don't know. I don't know if the team he drives last year, he was with the 78. He was on a small team. Is the 5 team a small team, or is it a bigger team now? I'm not sure. But huge congratulations to him to get that taken care of, get that opportunity and to reap the rewards. That's a big deal. We are up in the top 20 and we're driving it out pretty well. But I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm really curious as to, I mean, I feel like some of the lower end cars are up there and they're running it. They're doing a good job. Either that or I'm completely wrong and the 16 cars in front of me are all the other cars that shuffled their way through already, which would be crazy. Oh, Nemechek went high a little bit there. Oh, I know why they're going high right now. See, like, Jeffrey Earnhardt up here, like I said, in practice, I was able to get to him, or he got to me. I was able to hold him off, but then I drove away, and that was a big deal. So I'm hoping we can do something similar right here. As we, of course, we're in the top 15. It's fine. I'm all right with the fact that I chose top 20. There's no pressure on me. Everything I'm doing right now is just for money for the race, not money towards my incentive. And I realize that my incentive check is going to be way lower. But I just felt like I was driving like a complete tool to try to get that top 15. And I just didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to be able to drive the way I'm supposed to drive and be okay if we get an 18th place finish, because that's the type of car we have. You know what I mean? So that last race, we had issues with control on long runs, and at the end of the race, we brought out a caution. And although I didn't bring out a caution, you know, slamming into anyone else or anything like that, I feel like in real life that would have been a DNF, or we would have been down a lap. Instead, we come out getting a couple positions and getting that top 15. Don't judge me. You know, it's obviously it wasn't my intention. It just is how it went. And with that, we did though end up getting the top 15. It just seemed, even though it wasn't intentional, it just seemed a little shady how it happened for me. And I don't want that to be a thing. So we're cruising up here with this pack. I don't think we have what it takes to get around them as Ryan Ellis got around us, unless Ryan Ellis just has a really fast car and we can work with him to get up there. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I didn't get on it early enough there. Whoa, got a little tight. Tire heat looks good. Tire wear looks pretty decent. Got 18 left in the tank, so that's good. Of course, following Ellis has put us up in the top 15. Nemechek trying to catch us from behind. Not going to do it as we close the door on him. And there's Cole Custer. Just making sure I'm not going to get ramming up on Mr. Ellis. Get on his inside, see if we can maybe take it now. I didn't think we would. He'll probably get around the inside of us when I miss this turn. Oh, there's Nemechek trying. We got down right in the nick of time. Surprised there wasn't a bump there. But we're all right. Get up into this draft in front of us with Justin Haley and Gray Galding. No, that's not going to... Yeah, maybe. I'm leaving the door open for him because I messed up. Looks like Alfredo getting onto pit road right now. Potentially one of the cars that didn't pit either time, as we see a number of other cars make that sharp left turn onto pit road in the mini-map behind us. That punch puts us up into 12th place. That makes it interesting. We've got plenty of laps left in the tank, and if a caution were to occur, we pit under caution, and we're completely fine. So if these drivers end up a lap down because of this, which looks like it's going to be the case, that is not great for them if a caution does come out. Well, caution just came out. I think they'll be back on the lead lap simply because they get the wave around. I forgot about that. Right? Is that how it didn't show it? Well, we went in 12th, I think. We came out in 13th. Everyone's on fresh stuff. New cars that had just gone down pit road. I don't know where they are. Assumingly behind us. And with everybody on fresh tires and full tanks of fuel, we're all ready to drive like maniacs again to try to get ourselves up to the best position possible. A little bit of a checkup up in front of us. That's going to give us a huge run. Not sure what the checkup is for, but we're definitely going to have that inside. Drive off isn't strong for us. Are we going to be able to do something with it? What's going on with Josh? Oh, it's Taylor Carpenter in a slower car on the inside lane that's checking all those drivers up. Everyone going around him on the outside. I messed up majorly there. That's on me, but looks like it was we just drove up into the side of Hemrick. No big deal. We didn't have any damage to him. Didn't really affect him at all. There was room up the track for him. We get around Carpenter, who had to have stayed out that time. And with that, we're looking for a top 10 right now, but maybe not. We got Cole Custer on our outside. I'm just going to make sure that I don't drive up into him at all. See, that's the biggest reason why you would ever use your brakes here. When you're driving into on the inside, I want to drive just as deep, but I can't just let off the gas and let the car roll, because if I let the car roll, it's going to go up the track. So I tap the brakes a little bit to keep the car down. Keep in mind, I'm all right with drivers passing me. Have to be, because we are obviously not a top 10 equipment car. It's not to say we don't get a top 10. You never know what you're going to end up having. But as it stands right now, our equipment isn't that of a top 10 car. The draft has been nice to us today. And we're working very hard to keep this thing up in the top 15 just almost for bragging purposes for ourselves. See if I can stay in Tommy Joe Martin's draft. That's going to pull me away from Cole Custer. I got Josh Berry in my draft behind me. We had our best lap time ever, heavily influenced by the draft. And Berry's going to get me because I opened the door up. Wow, just that slight tap sent me up the track. Dang. Barely any contact, and it just shot us straight up the track, and that sucked. All right, we're fine. Everyone's fine, right? You're fine? Of course you are.
Careful, still there. Careful, still there.
Pushing it this time through. Get Sammy Smith on the inside and drive away from him. Do we have enough to catch Josh Berry and Tommy Joe again? I'm not sure. But if I can drive away from Sammy Smith and Cole Custer, I mean, that really solidifies us chilling out here in 12th place almost halfway through this race. There was a point at the early goings in this race that I was a little concerned that we were even going to be able to get into the top 20. And now we're having just a really stellar performance thus far. I love the sun effect on this race. It's really nice coming in from our right, but it's cloudy on the left, so different track changes. The back end of the track, you're getting what looks like dusk almost. And then on the front stretch, you've got the cloud, partly cloudy overlay. We're driving away from Sammy Smith and Cole Custer, and I think we're going to do something I said we probably weren't going to do, but even if it makes the video shorter, I'm not going to waste your time when we're not actually doing anything that's comment worthy. So I'm going to speed things up. We've got 20 left in the tank. If a caution comes out, if we're going to pit, that's the next time you're going to hear me on the mic. Otherwise, enjoy the same song that we play every single time. If you guys want some other music, let me know. I can mix it up, styles and things like that. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and knock out these laps, and we'll be back on the mic with you, well, with what I just said. All right, we're bringing this thing around one more time, and then we're going to pit. Just, we're obviously going to lose some to these other guys, simply because we're pitting so late, but we're pitting with the leader. I guess that's the biggest thing. That's what matters the most. No. Hit that grass. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We're fine. See? Told you we could do it. We are 9 laps short. We're just going to get right on the track here. Yeah, we're 9 laps short on gas. We lost some staying out as long as we did. See how that all pans out, I guess. See if we can do more now that we're back on full tires and we've got, I don't know, 6 or 7 laps on some of these cars. They really took their time to pit. So we'll see. I don't know. I was what? Before everyone started pitting, I was in 14th, I think. 13th or 14th place. I think it's when Sam Mayer passed us, that put us in 14th, maybe. A lot of cars not in the draft of each other now. That's going to make a difference, and that was why we weren't catching the group in front of us. We were actually driving away from the cars behind us, and we weren't able to catch the group in front of us because of that, though, because we weren't, there was no draft. Looks like we got some cars in the wall. A lot of cars trying to get around a slow car on the track. Nobody knows what. Oh, that's Jeremiah Graham. Not sure what was going on there, but slowed everyone up, and now we are trying to catch a draft to catch up to Justin Haley. Brendan Poole, instead of being 3 seconds in front of us, now is under 2, so that's good, but he's driving away way quicker than us because, of course, I didn't downshift. I could have downshifted. That would have made more sense. Try to get around the inside of Norton and Carpenter without incident here. A little bit on the apron, no big deal. Giving everyone the optimum amount of space. And we will continue to try to drive up to Justin Haley, because if I can get into his draft, then we can start to reel in Brendan Poole. What do we got left in the race? Just 32 laps. Race has gone fairly smooth for us. Not for others. We've got 3 cars out of the race at this point. We'll be reviewing that at the end of the race to see who it was and where they ended up. But unfortunately, I think Jeremiah Graham in that group has just had a real unfortunate season so far with mechanical failures, and I believe that he is one of the cars that just went down pit road and is now there. It's either that or he had a flat tire and just had to bring it around and is back on track, but I'm not really sure if that's the case. In the meantime, we have caught Justin Haley. We're not even going to wait. We're going to make short work of that as we'll try to pull up behind Schildhouse's draft when he drives down into the turn. And just stay in his draft and hopefully be able to drive off the inside fender. There we go. We drive up, try to get any kind of an angle going into the corner. We'll do it pretty all right. Brendan Poole is driven away. Ryan Ellis is 8 seconds in front of us. So basically, we've got really not much for anybody unless a caution were to come out. And that's all right. I mean, 13th place is fantastic. I'm not upset about that at all. If a caution were to come out, it needs to come out no earlier than lap 28, I think. So at least one more lap around, and then we'd be able to pit for our last time and make it. So basically anything else between now and like lap 9 or lap 10 to go, we are in that open window for a caution to come out and stack everyone back up and have us pit and really make for a potentially exciting end. As it stands right now, we are somehow gaining on Ryan Ellis, and I'm not sure if it's because he's stuck in lap traffic or something, but he was 8.1 in front of us, and now he's 7.6. Although Brennan Poole has maintained the speed and driven away from us for the most part, although we had a really good 1 and 2 there, so now he's 0.2 closer. And that is great, but I don't think that we can do that through 3 and 4. Oh, we're still gaining on Ellis and Poole. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get around some lap traffic right now, because for multiple laps we were maintaining or Poole was driving away from us. So that's interesting. And there's a 5 second difference between those two cars, between 12th and 11th. But we've now gotten Ryan to be 6.9 seconds behind, or in front, I mean. See if we can do something nice through 3 and 4 here and maybe get Brennan Poole within the 2-second mark. No, that's not happening. Okay. Not a good 3 and 4 for me, I suppose. See if we can do anything good here. Yep, we certainly can. We certainly can. That was a huge run. Got us in within 2 seconds of Brennan Poole. That's 0.6 closer than we were just a few laps ago. So that's awesome. Got a little bit of lap traffic coming up here. Bryce Egan in front of us. Going to try to swing down onto the apron and get around him cleanly. Michael Chavez right here in front of him. Of course, lap traffic does always make a difference. We all know that. And that might have been why we were able to gain up on Ellis and Poole, as they weren't able to just get around the lappers as easily as we've been able to. We're going to stay in the middle of the track here and get around Chavez on the front stretch. A little more speed, but also that just compensates for technically the more amount of track we have to go around. Obviously, everybody knows shortest way around the track is on the white line, but you carry more speed when you're in the middle of the track because it's got more track to drive around. So I don't know. I don't think that made sense, but if you were in my brain, it does. It's a bigger circumference past the white line, thus putting less pressure on the tires, less forces on the tires as you're going around. Therefore, you're able to drive faster the higher up on the track you are. And all it does is compensate for the speeds that you can't drive on the lower side of the track. That's that there. I had to explain it. I couldn't not. And with that, we have exactly what we needed, which was the pole. Or the, what the crap are all those cars a lap down for? Anyway, what I was trying to say was we have the caution, but I saw that Sammy Smith, Cole Custer, and them are a lap down. Were we about to go a lap down and I didn't even see it happening? Wow. I was just cruising. Sammy Smith back on the lead lap. We're going to gain a position, put ourselves in 12th. Everyone's stacked back up. It's anyone's race. Well, no, it's not our race, but this has been our race as far as nice positioning goes. I'm going to slide right in behind Sam Mayer here. Shouldn't have to come off the gas, but I feel like if something happens and there's a checkup, I will. So I kind of did preemptively. I want to get to his fender. There we go. Hang on to it. Hang on to the draft. Man. All right. We're in the top 10. Ooh. Whoa. Grab it. Ah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to it. I don't know how I missed that so bad, but we really did. Shot us right up the track. And now we're trying to get back to speed. Little contact with Cole Custer, no big deal. Jump to his inside going into turns 1 and 2 and get right back on it. We have fresh stuff. I know I can hit this at 170 with fresh stuff. I don't know what's going on with my car right now. I had no problem keeping it tucked around the inside on fresh tires earlier at 170, so I'm not really sure what's going on there, but it's super annoying. There's not much I can do here with Custer. We're just side-by-side racing. 16 left in the race. Let's get... Well, I got off the gas, but he didn't pick it up, and then... Allgaier's there, but he's not for position. He's one of those cars that got stuck down a lap. I don't quite know what happened there, but... Man, I gotta get inside. I gotta get back inside. Brendan Poole's there. Anthony Alfredo's there. Alfredo obviously isn't for position. He's at least a lap down. There we go. Here we go. I'll start working back up towards, well, hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to catch that pack up now, but you can see what the draft did for us already. Keep it well driven this time. Better than I did the last couple times. Again, I was doing what I was doing when I was alone, and I swear we had no problem going into the turns and hanging on to it. And then all of a sudden we just couldn't do it. And I don't know why that would be. We have no damage on the car. We're on fresh tires, but we just could not go as fast around 1 and 2 as we were previously. I don't like that. That's all right, though. We're doing all right now. Back on the brake, tapping in the corner because apparently I can't do what I want to do. We didn't gain any spots by doing everything we just did. We just got back to the cars that were in front of us. Sammy Smith, 2.5 seconds behind. He is 4 positions, so that's good. Brendan Poole about to catch up to his draft, hopefully. All right, well, we're going to pit because we're going to have fresh tires and we're only going to drop back a position. I knew that was going to be. I don't know who brought out the caution. We haven't brought out any cautions ourselves today. Got multiple cars on pit road. Just a rough day, rough track for people. 4 cars now on pit road. We'll take a look at the end of the race, find out where everybody stacked up. But more importantly for us, we need to focus on what's in front of us, which is this, 10 lap or so sprint that we have going on. How many laps are left? 27. 9 laps, 10 laps. Yeah, 9 at the line. All right. Hanging on this time. Doing what I did at the beginning of the race, making sure I got my foot over the brake, making sure that I'm driving in as far as I can, while still getting on the brakes to not slide it up. Ooh, we lost the back end a little bit there. I just realized that I don't know how I did it, and that's not good. Where is my mirror? Oh, there it is. How long has that been off? Whoops. I didn't even know that I didn't know the button on here to turn off my mirror, so that was interesting. Oh, it's a huge run through 3 and 4. And we got around him just in time to fade up the track so that we could keep the speed going. Gonna get around Tommy Joe Martin right here and get on the inside of Ellis going into turns 1 and 2. Try to hang on to it a little earlier, get on the gas. Not sure how much that's gonna help us, but if we can catch the draft in front of us, we should be able to drive away a bit. And we do, and we are. And now I don't need to get on the brakes because there's nobody around me. Opportunity knocks for us to finish with a potential top 10 or even up into the single digits as we're on the brake. On the brake. Drove that in way too far. Had my foot there though, so we didn't hit anybody, but it was a mess up. We can definitely get around Nemechek. Can I get around Hamrick? I don't know. I gave Nemechek plenty of space. A whole lane up at the top by the end of the turn. No big deal. I'm going to get off the gas way early here and roll on the inside with Hemrick and see if we can get a really good drive off. Come on. Get on it, boy!
Still there.
Back on it. Hanging on to it, hanging on to it, hanging on to it. Brandon Jones right there as we're working with Daniel Hemrick. He is an ally, but he's really an unlikely ally for as much contact as I've had with this guy in races, and somehow he still doesn't hate us. I mean, again, we bump, we don't smash or anything like that. We're not wrecking or anything, but out of any of the drivers, I would have thought that Daniel Hemrick would have been one of those drivers that just would have been kind of mad at us, and he's not. And working with him, we've gotten all the way up into 6th place, and working with him, we're going to give him that little bump on the straight and see if we can work to get up to Josh Berry with 4 to go. Because a top 5 would be absolutely incredible, and it's been all appropriate driving that's gotten us here. I messed that up, though, and am I going to lose a draft from it? Maybe. Dang. Oh, we got it. A little bit. See if I can gain up on him at all here because I've got the... There we go. Here we go. Get around Josh Berry, get back into Daniel Hemrick's draft. I don't know. Can I cross under him before he drives down? Yeah. Come on, Hemrick. Give me your drafts. Give me your drafts. No. All right. That's okay. We're going to keep him tied up against the wall here. Drive it in deep. Tap the brake. Get back on the gas. Try to hang on to it. Hemrick is driving away now, so it's a true battle. Golding with a huge run. Just 2 to go. It's actually not going real well for me right now, but we're trying our best. Got around Barry. But Golding just huge gains. I mean, we're not... I'm going to just have to drive her hard. Do whatever I can with 1 lap to go to keep the other 35 cars behind us. Well, behind us. I'm in Hemrick's draft, so that's good. There we go. I'm just driving it in as far as possible and just so very slightly getting onto the brake. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. There's potential here, and it would be hilarious if we beat him. We're not going to. We're not, but we got up to Hemrick, which is pretty awesome. Top 5 race. What a good one. It was a good race, folks. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the drive overall. I felt a lot better about that race than the previous one, to be honest. Top 5 at the end of this one. Matt Kenseth in the playoffs takes the victory. Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, Daniel Hemrick, and Tony Savoy. Custom drivers leading the way. Matt Malone in 21st, Lane 22nd, Max Cost 23rd, Kane 24th, Chavez 25th, Egan 26th, Schildhouse 28th, Norton 29th, Bethel 30th, Smith 31st, Perez 32nd, Carpenter finishes 15 laps down, Graham DNF again. That team needs to get it figured out. They seem to be competitive until the DNF comes their way. Oliveira DNF, Speedy Jones DNF, all custom drivers DNFing in this one. I think that is a first. Fastest lap goes to Matt Kenseth. Most laps led goes to Matt Kenseth. He led exactly half the race. On the move, started 24th, finished 5th. That's us. And tough break goes to Jeffrey Earnhardt. Started 14th, finishes 27th. Well, in the next episode, we have got the Green 225 at Pocono Speedway. Last season, this was a rough one for us, and we ended up figuring it out late. And I'm going to have to watch the video again to remind myself of what I have to do to drive well on this track. I know you can use the apron. You need to, the way you turn in. I've just got to remember how to do it. And I don't know, not expecting great things here, but we only need 2 top 20s in the next 4 races. So if we don't get a top 20 in this one, it'll have to do. We are in a position to upgrade our car one time, so we'll do that in the next episode as well, and that upgrade is going to go to the suspension, as I already said, so I'm ready for that as well. But folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I certainly enjoyed running this track. I'd like to take a moment out to say thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.